Focus Moves Figure 8 poster. This poster improves eye-hand coordination, engages both hemispheres of the brain, and encourages crossing midline of the body and eyes.
Typically, students will take their dominant hand and the index finger and follow the path. Then they will take their non-dominant hand, index finger, and go the other way. The students are following with their eyes as well as their fingers. The last step is to take both fingers at the same time. One way, then the other way.
This is the Butterfly 8 card. It's on the back of the Rocket Reader. This card is for brain integration, and if it's used during testing, can help students stay integrated. It works on eye tracking, eye-hand coordination, and breathing. Some teachers like to put this in their safe place to use as a breathing tool.
The student will put the card directly in front of them, and they will trace the arrows, starting with one finger, typically right hand if students are right hand dominant, or left hand if they're left hand dominant. I will explain as I go. So I'm right hand dominant, so I will start with my right index finger and go to the left, up and down, and I'm only moving my finger and my eyes. They will go 10 ways, or 10 times in one direction, and after they complete 10, then they will use their other index finger and go 10 times in the other direction. Again, only moving my eyes and my finger. After that, they will use both fingers to trace. 10 times, and then the other way. If students are using this as a calming tool, they can take a deep breath in and then exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Butterfly 8. This is the I Can Calm Myself poster. Once the students learn all of these activities, they can do them no matter where they are in the school environment or at home. The first activity is I Can Do Dots. The students will use their thumb of one hand to firmly press the palm of their other hand in a circle manner for a count of 10, with number 10 being directly in the middle of their palm. Once they're done, they will take a big belly breath. Teach the students to breathe with their tummies and not their shoulders. Then they will move on to their other hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Notice how number 10 was directly in the middle. Belly breath. Then they will do squeezies, starting at the wrist and press firmly up their arm.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Belly breath. And your other arm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
After that last belly breath, the students will move on to I Can Do Listening Ears. They will gently massage and unroll the tops of their ears and go all the way down to their earlobes. The next one is I Can Do a Pretzel. So you'll have your arms out, thumbs down, cross your arms, interlock your fingers, and bring your hands up to your chin. Cross your feet, and your tongue goes behind your top teeth on the roof of your mouth. And slow, deep breaths using your belly, not your shoulders. 3 to 5 deep breaths. The next activity is heart to home. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. 3 to 5 deep breaths. Make sure the students are breathing with their stomach and not their shoulders. And the last calming activity to teach students is calming taps. They will cross their arms over their shoulders, and they can either alternate by tapping their shoulders or doing both hands at the same time. Making sure they're breathing with their tummies and not their shoulders.
This is the wall push-ups poster. You don't need the poster to complete this activity. Wall push-ups improve shoulder stability for writing and create a calm and focus in the body.
Students can do wall push-ups by themselves, or you can have a list of power words or sight words for them to push out. Another idea is to have math facts for them to say. The students will put their hands flat on the wall, no jumping off the wall. I always tell students that their hands are glued on the wall, their feet are flat on the floor, and their elbows are going to be tucked in by their ribs. 5 times 4 equals 20. You can, has, look. Again, make sure elbows are not out to the sides. Keep them tucked in by their ribs. This is the Minute Moves for Recess Refocusing poster. This poster is beneficial after a high energy activity and the students need to calm down, such as after gym, after an assembly, or after recess. The first activity is wall push-ups. This can be done outside when the students are getting ready to line up from coming in from recess, or inside finding a spot on the wall. They will put their hands on the wall, make sure they're secure, no bouncing off, and they will do 20 push-ups. Make sure their elbows go down by their ribs, not out to the sides. The next one is either the pretzel or cross crawls. Cross crawls, they will take opposite hand to opposite knee, or they can go to their feet. They can do this activity as they walk into their classroom. The pretzel is arms up, thumbs down, cross your arms, interlock your fingers, and bring your hands up to your chin with your tongue behind your top teeth on the roof of your mouth. And they can do this as they walk into their classroom as well. Step 3 is a transition cue where you turn off the lights in the room, and the leader, whether it's a student or the teacher, will say, we are now transitioning from outdoor energy to indoor quiet energy. Please get ready to learn. Step 4 is dots and squeezies. They're going to take their thumb of one hand and firmly press on their palm in a circle for a count of 10 on their other hand, with number 10 being in the center of their palm. Next hand, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and number 10 is always in the middle. Squeezies, they're going to squeeze up their arms, other arm. And step 5 is listening ears. They will uncurl the top of their ear and firmly press all the way down to their earlobes. Or they can do their butterfly eighths card, because every student can have one of these, as we have permission to make multiple copies. They will do 10 times each way. So 10 times with one index finger and 10 times with the other index finger. And they're working on keeping this card at midline so they cross their body and breathing nice and slow. And then they will do both fingers one way and both fingers the other way. This is the Focus Finder desk strip. We have permission to make as many copies of this as we need. It might be helpful to cut the vision strip and the desk strip apart, and then you can laminate it. A lot of times teachers like to put it at the top of each student desk or working area. This strip is helpful to teach students how to calm their bodies themselves. Sometimes teachers will walk around and just tap a motion instead of verbally saying to the student to do a calming idea. We will walk through the activities. You will notice that some of these are very familiar. So the first one is listening ears. So again, the student will start at the top of their ear and unroll all the way down to the bottom. There are many acupressure points in your ear, which is why this is calming. I typically tell students to do this 3 times. The next one is dots and squeezies. Again, you're going to take your thumb of one hand and go around the palm of your other with nice, firm, deep pressure dots. With number 10 being in the middle, take a belly breath. Other hand. The nice thing about most of these activities is they can be done while the student is sitting. Belly breath. Squeezies, we squeeze up our arms. For older students, sometimes we call these 10s and 7s because we do 10 dots and typically 7 squeezies up the arm. The next one is called pretzel. So if I'm sitting, I will cross my feet under my table or desk. For your arms, you're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down, crisscross your arms and interlock your fingers. Bring them up to your chin. Your tongue goes behind your top teeth and take 3 deep breaths. The next one is heart to home. I put one hand on my heart, one hand on my stomach, and take 3 belly breaths. Chair push-ups, hands beside your thighs, and you lift off the chair. Wall push-ups, you will find a blank space on the wall. Put your hands on the wall, make sure they're glued to the wall. There's no pushing or jumping back. So I tell students that their hands are glued to the wall. My feet are flat on the floor, and I tuck my elbows down by my ribs. No chicken wings. Typically, I tell students to do 10 chair push-ups and 10 wall push-ups. Cross crawls, you can use your elbows, right arm to left knee, left arm to right knee, or you can use your hands. You can go to your feet, and you can go behind. And the last one is the butterfly 8 to work on your breath control and calming your breathing. So breathe in and breathe out. You can do all of them, one of them, or a couple of them, just depending on what your student, small group, or class needs at the time.